All right, so today I'm going to demo the greeting card. So you could make a greeting card or a anti-greeting card. If you're making an anti-greeting card, please make sure that it is school appropriate. The first thing I'm going to do is look up the dimensions or the size of the greeting card. And make sure when you look it up that you're looking for it with the pixels, because the Pixlr software does not let you open up based on inches. So if I go to this Create New tab, you'll see it only gives me pixel sizes. I can't change that to inches or centimeters. So what I did, just to get a quick um size, is I added pixels to the search in Google. And then at Google, can you guys hear me? Okay, it looks like it froze, but all right, I will keep going then. So if I look up the word pixels, it's going to give me the actual pixel size of a greeting card instead of telling me it in inches. So I see it's 1794 by 1287. The bigger number obviously is going to be this way that it's longer. So I'm going to make the height the 794 so that it's taller than it is wide, and the width 1287, and make sure you name it. So it's going to be greeting card 7th hour. You can choose to add a background color or leave the background blank. I'm just going to leave the background blank. Click create. And then I am going to look up some ping files. Remember, the PNG or ping files have a transparent background. So if I click into Google Classroom, go to the Classwork tab, and then under Resources, go into PNG files. I'm pretty sure this PNG, free PNGs will work on all the computers. I don't know if this PNG egg will work. And then there's that folder that I made with a variety of PNGs. I'm going to click into PNG egg. And let's see, what do I want to look up for a picture? Somebody have a suggestion for what picture I should look up? Okay. Let's just see if Liberty brings it up. So there's a whole bunch of different Statue of Liberty pictures that I can choose from. I kind of like this one. Then go down. It's like that teal button. This site has a ton of ads that actually fund the pictures. So you have to search for the download, the PNG. Sometimes it'll make you verify that you're not a robot. And then you should be able to drag and drop that picture into your document. Make sure that you click Add to Current. If you were to click the Create New, it's going to open up a new document instead of adding to the one that you created that's already the size of a greeting card. Then I'm going to get my Move tool, and I'm going to resize this and put it where on the card I want it. Then I can maybe look up a background to add also. Let's see what comes up when I just type in background for pictures. Let's try New York. So again, I'm finding a PNG file I like, clicking that I want to download it. I can close out of any ads that come up. And I'm going to drag and drop. And make sure you click Add Current. And I can resize this. Over in my layers panel, I want these colors that I just added to be behind the Statue of Liberty picture. So in my layers, I need to make sure that I drag those colors below that layer that has the Statue of Liberty. If I want to add a solid color to the background, I can get my shape tool, click and drag a rectangle over the whole thing. Make sure I drag this shape down below the two other pictures. And then I can choose any color. And as I'm changing the color, it should change on the screen. Then the last thing to add to your card after you've put different pictures and have it looking how you want it. It's getting there. I like the facial expressions on this one. Then I can get the type tool. Click and say that yes, you want to add a layer of text. You can change the font. Any of the ones that have the yellow looking crown on the right hand side, those you'd have to pay to use the program. So make sure that you're just choosing ones that don't have that yellow crown on the right hand side. I can change the size of my text. I can change the color of my text. If you want to choose a color from your picture, you can use this little eyedropper and then hover over the color you want. If you want a gradient, so moving from one color to another color, you could have the colors in your text changing from one color to another. Again, that's this gradient. Or you could also change it to be a pattern. Some of the patterns work better than others. So I think I'm going to leave it a gradient. Choose something that I can still see with all the other colors I've chosen. Maybe that one. I can make it just a little bit bigger. If you go under format, you can change how spaced out your letters are and also how close or how far each line of text is. You could also bold or italicize or make everything a capital. I'm going to move this up towards the top. I can change a bunch of different things with the styles. So if you want to curve your text, maybe here, let me move this down just so that you can see the changes. I'll change it to a color you can hopefully easily see as I'm changing it. There we go. So if I want to curve the text down or curve the text up, I can. If I want to make a circle out of the text, if you click spread, it's going to spread everything around the entire circle. If you click flip, it's going to put the text on the bottom of the circle instead of on the top of the circle. And if you click half, it's going to make that text just on half of a circle instead of going all the way around the circle. So you could spread it just halfway around a circle. I could change the background. So let's say maybe I want to punch the letters out of the background. So I have a shape and then you can see through where the letters were. I could outline the text and you can actually change the size of the outline. So if you want it to be a thicker or thinner outline, you can adjust that. You can adjust the color of the outline. You can change how far away the outline is from the regular text. And you can also change the direction. If the distance is quite a bit, the direction will change. If your distance is set to 0, changing this direction isn't really going to change anything. You can also add a drop shadow. Let me set the opacity up really high just so you can see that kind of faded shadow in the background. And you can change what direction that drop shadow is in, and also how close or how far from your letters that drop shadow is. Once you've changed all these things, you can still go back and change the font to something else without changing all the different styles again. And again, remember, it's just the text that does not have these little crowns by them. When you're done, make sure you're going up to File, down to Save. And then as you're working on it, make sure that you're saving as the PXZ file so that it saves all of the different layers. If you save it as one of the other file types, you will lose the ability to change where these different layers are. It will save it just like a flat picture. So always do PXD or PXZ and click this non-destructive to on, then click download. And remember to save this download on your Google Drive so that it will be there in the future, especially because the Chromebooks are frequently deleting files from your downloads to make space for your computer to run efficiently. So just click and drag and drop your file into that Google folder that you shared with me at the beginning of the year. Are there any questions? All right, then feel free to work on your projects for the rest of the hour. I will be around if you need me. I'll have my camera and my mic off, but I will be here.